In 1894, gold was discovered in Comanche Creek in today's Valle Vidal unit of Carson National Forest. Miners rushed into the area to stake their claims and hopefully strike it rich. But there was a problem. This land was privately owned by the U.S. Freehold Land and Immigration Co. This company charged a pretty penny for claims, and it wasn't long before crowded claims and rising prices pushed desperate miners further west to government land open to homesteading and with less expensive claim fees. Here, on Bitter Creek, the prospectors again found color in their pans, and a new rush began as miners filtered into the creek beds and surrounding hills. The town of Anchor sprung up, and just to its east, the Edison Mine. Gold ore value from the mine was sporadic at best, varying from $30 to $1,000 per ton of dirt pulled from its dark passages. After several years of optimistic mining, it was decided to build a stamp mill on site and go for broke. So the order was placed, and a stamp mill was shipped from Denver a year later, as the site was prepped for the installation. With the new mill installed, work began again with renewed enthusiasm, but constant flooding and poor ore value eventually made it unprofitable to continue operation, and the mine was closed. In 1910, with rising gold prices and advancements in mining technology, the mine was opened one more time, but its resurrection was short-lived, and after 2 years, shut down again after it was only able to break even. Today, this is what remains of the struggle for wealth in the New Mexican wilderness. As we walked the creek and explored the skeletal remains, we wondered what it must have felt like to be here over 100 years ago. We are still extracting riches from these hills, but it's in a far different form than a cold yellow metal. Instead, it's in the form of memories and experiences that are, in our opinion, worth far more. Now, everybody, pick up a piece. Let's keep this thing looking good.
Keep our trails open. Look at that cutie.
Good morning, guys. We are a bit further north. Bit further north in New Mexico. We just finished up an epic night on Greeny Peak, I guess it'd be just north of Red River. And now we're making our way into the infamous Valle Vidal. Probably the prettiest valley, or valle, in New Mexico, in my opinion. So we're riding along with our friends. You might know them as the Get Lost Box family. They've since moved on from that venture, so we're just calling them the Get Lost family. And their names are Caleb and Clarissa, and their daughters Jojo and Chendi. So we are working our way on a piece of the Enchanted Rockies Trail. So it's kind of like coming home for us in a way.
Yeah.
So we're going to go buzz through Valle Vidal. There's a little bit of a loop that tracks south in the middle of it. We're going to go check that out. Got quite a few maps downloaded here on the Gaia app, and then we're also playing with the Garmin Overlander as well. So we've got lots of information to play with. And let's just see what we can get into. So, right along.
I just wanna dive into the blue. Doesn't really matter what we do. Don't let the moment pass us by. Just trust that the universe is right. 'Cause we struck gold in the shining light, and it's all gonna be alright. This is the good life. Oh, 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 oh. This is the good life. Oh, 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 oh. Out in the sunshine, nothing but good times. This is the good life. This is the good life. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I just wanna spend every day with you. Happy with the little things we do. Just keep a smile, hold your head up high. I promise it works every time.
Just when we thought we were gonna have a beautiful day, the skies opened up and the rain came down in buckets. We had to keep moving to make camp by night. The roads became as slick as ice. It's very slow going to keep the rigs on the trail, even on flat ground. We held on tight, put in four low, and eased our way from the Faye Vidal. With Mama Bear at the wheel, we're in good hands.
Lightning.
Yeah. Popping a little bit.
So I like the little detour we got going here.
I like it. This is fun.
I'm just glad we got all the drone footage in before this hit. My goodness. Yeah, I thought, yeah, the rain's tapering off. I'll get out and shoot a little bit.
Ooh, yeah. You know, Murphy's Law.
Pretty much.
Sorry, I can't stop. If I do, I'm gonna get stuck. I'm so slippery.
No, you keep going, sir. You're good. You do have your rear locked, right, Clarissa?
Yeah.
Tell Sarah to lock hers.
Hey, Sarah, can you lock your rear too?
Locked.
This is slippery stuff.
This is, yeah.
How's it going?
Hi.
We're almost lost.
Okay.
So, if you could help, that would
Sure.
be great.
Okay. Where are you trying to go?
So we're trying to go to Irish Park.
So they went from
Right,
here.
so we're over here. You're right here in this bend of this road right there.
Wow, we're way off. So we're here, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Thanks for helping.
No problem.
Sure.
Glad to
Yeah.
help.
We just got a long walk ahead of us.
There you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not in the right spot.
Y'all take care.
Thanks.
Be safe.
Yes, I know a day's a number, and we're not gonna get it younger. In and out of focus, if falling for a moment, take note of the unnoticed.
back on the road again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a fun little detour.
That was nice.
I was not expecting that.
No.
That
Well,
was a simple trail,
Yes.
but a little bit of rain in New Mexico changes things dramatically.
And I wouldn't say that was a little bit.
It was a lot.
That was a lot of rain.
A lot of rain. So, how was it? You were doing a great job.
I was actually having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at one point you had the trailer at like a 45, 50 degree angle.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While you were going straight.
Yes.
Trailer kind of got a mind of its own for a minute.
A couple times, yeah. He was not very obedient.
How's it feel?
It feels good. I'm
Yeah.
really proud of myself, and I felt like, I think instinctually, I knew that the Forerunner could do exactly what I wanted it to do.
Mhm.
And watching you and just from being comfortable in my driving experience, I think there wasn't a moment where I was like scared or concerned that it wasn't going to perform the way I wanted it to.
Yeah.
So,
Miles and miles and miles of practice.
yes.
And this is
In all kinds of conditions, yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say this was probably the slipperiest I've been driving on. I've
Yeah.
driven on.
Yeah.
I've been passenger when you've said it's slippery, but
Well, and the thing is like that trail on a dry day is, you wouldn't think twice about
No.
it. You wouldn't, I mean, and I'm sure even on the video now, it probably doesn't look like much, but it was so slick that
was slick.
we were spinning on flat ground, much less trying to come up the slight grades.
that's
and
where
down grades.
that's where most of the issues were. That's when the trailer most of the time went sideways, was just flat.
Yeah. So, any advice to someone learning to drive in the mud?
Steer into it. Most of the time follow the ruts,
Mm-hmm.
and momentum can be your friend.
Can be your friend. That's very well put. Very well. Alright guys, that wraps up Valle Vidal. And I do believe that might have been just as muddy as the Dempster or the Dalton. How muddy? This muddy. Yes, it is still dirty. And no, I wasn't going to do that to these guys. Have some courtesy when you go to these car washes. It just fills up their traps. Got our doors accessible, so now we're good to get to camp. So I'm a little bit dirty now.
After a beautiful and somewhat challenging drive through the Valle Vidal, we hosed off the worst of the mud, topped off our fuel, and headed back into the mountains near Angel Fire, New Mexico. We knew this area well from our previous travels and had the perfect campsite in mind to show our friends. An epic camp, in fact. We just hoped it was vacant, as we seem to have terrible luck with this sort of thing. So with fingers crossed, we headed up the trail for some much-needed food and sleep.
Oh, I'm ready. I've never been so sure, quite so steady. I'm gonna live my life to keep the promises I made. Even though I make mistakes, I know I'm ready. I found a heart that was just like mine. Yeah, I found a heart that was just like mine. It's the kind of love that can make you blind. And I'd do anything to see him smile. Oh, I'm ready. I've never been so sure, quite so steady. I'm gonna live my life to keep the promises I made. Even though I make mistakes, I know I'm ready.
Alright guys, so we had GPS coordinates for what we call epic camp. There's a lot of epic camps. This one is our epic camp. This was our first epic camp
that we found.
that we ever found. Unfortunately, it's currently occupied.
Somebody's in it.
So we have to turn it around, go back down the mountain. Good thing though, we actually saw a little turnoff and I was like, we already driven past it and I was like, hey Caleb, bounce in there and see if that's a viable secondary option. And he did, and it's a good one. It's not epic camp, but it's still a good one. So, going back down the hill. Mama's done. This was a long day.
This was a long day. We've been on the road since what? 9:45?
Yeah, about 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock?
So,
And it's almost 9 p.m.
yeah, 11 hours. But it's been an epic day.
It's been a good day.
It's been an awesome, awesome day. Beautiful trails, beautiful experiences, challenging experiences. So, good day. Maybe we'll sleep in tomorrow.
I definitely would like a slow morning.
Yeah,
I need a poo.
me too. Me too also. Alright, well, let's get on to camp. Relax a little bit.
Found the heart of my best friend. Is the kind of love that understands. He said it changed his life to be my man. So he bought a ring and took my hand. He says he's ready. He's never been so sure, quite so steady. He's gonna live his life to keep the promises he made. Even though he makes mistakes, I know he's ready. For better or for worse, he's gonna carry. We're gonna have our hurts, but it's the treasure of my life. Just to spend it by his side, I know I'm ready.
How's it going? Oh my God.
Since it didn't get it before, here's some Arab action.
Jojo saw if I have those swifts or coyotes, I can run with them.
Thanks for riding along. We'll see you here next week for the final leg of our North New Mexico adventure.
Check out patreon.com/lifestyleoverland for deleted scenes and GPS info on this and many other trips. Peace out, dude.
Hey, that was my lines. Peace out, dudes.